So Ja Morant has been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies. He will not return until next week. The earliest is probably Monday. The Memphis Grizzlies decided to go ahead and suspend Ja Morant for recent incidents concerning and surrounding Ja Morant. You had the strip club incident where Ja Morant, it just wasn't a good look, court of a public opinion of a stripper on his lap. That was not a good look. When you compound the fact that Ja Morant was on Instagram Live pointing a firearm at his own head, that was definitely not a good look. As well as some recent incidents concerning Ja Morant. He got into it with a teenager at his home. It got physical. One thing led to another. Ja Morant went into the house, and the teen is reporting that Ja Morant came out having a firearm on him, as well as other reports concerning Ja Morant. Ja Morant, as well as his homeboys, got into an altercation with the staff members at Indiana when the Memphis Grizzlies played the Indiana Pacers. And there are reports out there that said that Ja Morant's friends were pointing laser beams at the staff there. That wasn't a good look for Ja Morant. The NBA had no choice but to investigate and see. Well, we got all these little campfires where there's smoke is fire. And Ja Morant decided that he needed to stay out of the limelight, off the basketball court, and do some soul searching. He's speaking and getting professional help. Now, there's not a lot of information on what type of help he's seeking from this therapist. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if he's addicted to alcohol or whatever. Everyone is speculating at these bobblehead talk shows such as First Take and Undisputed, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But it seems like Ja Morant is heading into the right direction. Even by this time Ja Morant has been suspended, the Memphis Grizzlies have not struggled while not having Ja Morant. They're winning the games that they're supposed to win, and they're still in playoff contention. But this is much larger than that. We're talking about Ja Morant as an individual. Now, Powerade removed the ad. They said they're no longer doing business with Ja Morant. He lost that endorsement deal. Nike has said quick, fast, in a hurry. They're not giving up on Ja Morant. They have a signature shoe by Ja Morant. And they feel like with time and soul searching, as well as Ja Morant seeing a therapist, it looks like everything is pointing back into the right direction. So I'm glad Ja Morant is getting the help that he needs. I'm glad Ja Morant is finally allowing people in his circle that has the best interest for Ja Morant. I feel like there was a lot of people that were around him that really gave him or promoted him bad thoughts and bad ideals. That was not very beneficial to Ja Morant or Ja Morant's brand. Ja Morant is going to be a millionaire. He's going to have generational wealth, and he should not sacrifice that just to be hanging with the boys that he grew up with, in the neighborhood. At the end of the day, Ja Morant, there's levels to this. There's levels to life. The people that you once knew, you was once associated to, those same people that you grew up with are not in those same circles that you are currently finding yourself right now when you're trying to establish yourself as a significant player in the NBA. I think he's a star. He's not a superstar, but he has the makings of becoming a superstar, a difference maker. As well as off the court, he's doing some great things off the court, okay? But this portion of the video, I want to address Shannon Sharpe. And we all know months ago, Shannon Sharpe got into it with Ja Morant's father, as well as Ja Morant, as well as several players with the Memphis Grizzlies, when the Los Angeles Lakers played the Memphis Grizzlies. I always tell you guys, Shannon Sharpe is the biggest paid cheerleader for LeBron James. You know, there's a lot of reports out there that suggest that LeBron James has a small group of media personalities in the media world that won't say a bad thing about LeBron James and his own LeBron James payroll. I can't confirm nor deny that. This is the same tactic that a lot of major stars use in Hollywood to control the narrative, control the press coverage of them. It's the same tactic that is used in the music world. Nicki Minaj has this tactic where a lot of bloggers don't talk bad about Nicki Minaj because they're under Nicki Minaj thumb and payroll. So LeBron James is stealing the page from the high-profile athletes and the high-profile actors and actresses in Hollywood, as well as the high-profile entertainers in music. And that's good for you, okay? If you got that type of influence, if you got that type of power and money and control, do you. But Shannon Sharpe is the biggest paid cheerleader for the Fox Sports 1. A lot of stuff basketball related concerning the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. I think you need to, close your ears on it, because a lot of it, Shannon Sharpe is going to, not say the best accurate information. He does have information concerning, I think he's in the circles of LeBron James' team, and they, disclose a lot of information that other media members are not obligated to get. So I think he has that. I think he has that relationship with LeBron James, Rich Paul, and their media team. All right, but moving forward, Shannon Sharpe have not let go of the fact that months ago, we're talking about a 50-plus-year-old man, still can't let go of the fact that incident between Ja Morant, his father, the Memphis Grizzlies, when the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Memphis Grizzlies. He was pounding the floor. He got into it. Ultimately, they had to separate Shannon Sharpe and took him off the court momentarily until they got in control. I'm pretty sure behind closed doors, they explained to Shannon Sharpe that you are a fan. You're not here under no false pretenses. You're not covering the game. You're not working. And, they pretty much probably told him behind closed doors that any more behavior such as yourself antagonizing players or team will result with you being suspended from games. Now, it's a total embarrassment to Fox Sports 1. It's a total embarrassment to Shannon Sharpe. It's a total embarrassment to the NBA. It's a total embarrassment on the other side of this coin with the Memphis Grizzlies even entertaining Shannon Sharpe antagonizing them. It's an embarrassment to Ja Morant as well as the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant's father. But clearly you can tell from a lot of shows of Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe has not let go of the fact that he's got beef with Ja Morant and Ja Morant's father. So Shannon Sharpe has been on this smear campaign, which, by the way, Shannon Sharpe, loves to protect LeBron James's image and love to speak for LeBron James. So when someone is entertaining these same tactics, Shannon Sharpe is quick to let the world know that LeBron James has haters. Skip Bayless, you are a hater. You just don't like LeBron James personally. Anyone that critiques LeBron James is a hater. Must obviously have false negative communication about LeBron James. So he quick to label people like that when they're critiquing LeBron James. However, when he critiques Ja Morant, it's amazing how none of us is calling Shannon Sharpe a hater. But Shannon Sharpe has been on numerous shows on Undisputed. Still can't let go of the fact that one, he's been called out that he's a puppet for LeBron James, a paid puppet. Two, that he was the one antagonizing this entanglement, if you want to use that word, of the incident concerning Ja Morant, his father, and the Memphis Grizzlies versus Shannon Sharpe. He don't want to accept responsibility, even though he has said on the show that he was upset with his behavior. He's not promoting or condoning his behavior, and he apologized. But low-key, he's totally embarrassed of how he responded and acted on that recent game. Which, by the way, when the Memphis Grizzlies got their comeback with the Los Angeles Lakers a couple of weeks later down that particular month, the Memphis Grizzlies beat the Los Angeles Lakers, and you didn't hear a peep from Shannon Sharpe, okay? But that's neither here nor there. They beat the Los Angeles Lakers in their own court, and you didn't hear a peep from Shannon Sharpe because he couldn't, because the Los Angeles Lakers lost. LeBron James lost, okay? But that's neither here nor there. Shannon Sharpe has been on numerous shows talking about how Ja Morant, he's not that guy. He's not a tough guy, okay? Which I'm not for all that. That's basically checking a man's manhood. Now, he has changed the narrative slightly. I don't know if it's Skip Bayless pulling him to the side. I don't know if it's the executives over there at Fox Sports 1. Now he's saying that, well, Ja Morant is just not a thug, okay? Which, we all knew what he was literally doing. And then he also made comments about Ja Morant's father. He's saying that Ja Morant's father needs to be a father. He needs to stop being a fan, a hanger-on to Ja Morant. He also said that the father has no say-so in the family. Ja Morant is the breadwinner. So Ja Morant is he basically low-key saying that Ja Morant, since he's the breadwinner, he doesn't have to listen to his father, and his father wants to be his friend, okay? And I don't know what's going on in Ja Morant's house. I don't know what, Ja Morant's father has said to Ja Morant in his house. But guess what? Shannon Sharpe doesn't either. Shannon Sharpe is not a therapist. Shannon Sharpe is not a family a therapist. Shannon Sharpe is not giving counseling to the Morants. And I feel like thus far, Ja Morant's family has pretty much handled this the best way they can. When you have a rising star who's a professional basketball player, they're handling it the best way they can. And this could have went left real fast, real quick. We can all, go back into time, into NBA history of other families that had issues trying to wrangle in their son and their borderline NBA player, just an NBA star, a rising star. And I feel like thus far, Ja Morant's family has handled this the best way they can possibly handle it. And I wouldn't say it's extraordinary, but I will say they are handling it the best way they can. And it's showing positively the dynamic and the change of and the evolution of Ja Morant. Ja Morant understands the errors of his way. He's seeking counsel. He's seeking professional help. He's now, embodying people that in his circle that only wants the best for Ja Morant. He's also the father is speaking a little bit more about Ja Morant, and a lot of things have changed positively concerning Ja Morant's father, Ja Morant, and the family. Could this been could they have handled this and did this a lot sooner? If you want to critique and criticize that, I guess so. They could have handled this and nipped this in the butt a lot sooner. But is it important to either handle it sooner, or is it important to go ahead and nip it in the butt? They nipped it in the butt. If you want to criticize the time length, okay, you're free to do so. But thus far, the Morants have been handling this good. I feel like the Memphis Grizzlies, since the start of this, has been, when the first incidents were reported, they were kind of slow with it. But ever since those first incidents months ago, the Memphis Grizzlies have, the organization has handled this extraordinary, okay? So we have to give kudos to the Memphis Grizzlies organization. They know they have an excellent team with the Memphis Grizzlies. They have a rising star, Ja Morant. And, I think the Memphis Grizzlies as an organization has handled it way better. And a lot of people are not giving the Memphis Grizzlies a lot of credit. The Memphis Grizzlies suspended Ja Morant, okay, before the NBA could suspend Ja Morant. So that speaks volumes on how committed the Memphis Grizzlies are with Ja Morant. And I think Ja Morant is going to reward the Memphis Grizzlies by whenever he is able to sign another extension. He's going to really, he's not going to go anywhere. He's probably going to be a Memphis Grizzly player for life, unless some current events happen, like new membership, new management, new ownership, it's the new dynamics, whatever. But I feel like Ja Morant has nothing but respect for the Memphis Grizzlies organization, as well as the owner, as well as the coach. Nothing but positive respect for them on that level. I also think Ja Morant has, I think he always had a great relationship with his father. I feel like in your darkest day, you could strengthen your relationship with your family when they're still there for you on your darkest day, when they're more concerned about you than anything else that you do. No matter how successful you are in life, no matter how successful you are in your career, they're still going to be there for you. And obviously, the family didn't handle this situation very well. Sorry about the noise in the background. But yet, thus far, I can't say anything bad about them. But Shannon Sharpe, still to this day, as we speak, is still trying to throw haymakers and throw, throw little shots at Ja Morant, and I feel like at the end of the day, look, Shannon Sharpe, you are that pressed about what happened between you, the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant's father, Ja Morant himself. You're still that unwind and upset about that incident that happened months ago. And by the way, your incident has nothing to do with what Ja Morant is going through right now. Plus, I want to ask Shannon Sharpe this. Did you have the same energy when you was a player for the Baltimore Ravens? Did you have this same energy when Ray Lewis was going through his battles, his situations, where Ray Lewis almost went to prison because of the people that he associated himself with? Did you have this type of energy for Ray Lewis? And a lot of published reports, a lot of articles, a lot of videos says otherwise. I'm not saying that he didn't care, but he didn't have this same energy for his own teammate. Was it because, you didn't care about your teammate? You didn't care about Ray Lewis? Was it, you was a player? You wasn't educated enough to know the errors of Ray Lewis's ways? I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe is going to, explain why he didn't have that same energy for Ray Lewis. A lot of people haven't even put two and two together on this. But Shannon Sharpe, you have played with a lot of players that was in these type of situations in your professional career, okay? Did you have the same energy for any of those players? Did you even have the same energy for players that you played alongside with in college. So for Shannon Sharpe to imply that Ja Morant, a 24-year-old man who's in his prime, haven't lived too much in life to learn from his mistakes. He wants Ja Morant to have clarity and understanding and to be more of an adult, to make the right decisions at 24. When a lot of players that he used to play with on the grid line in the NFL who are younger than Shannon Sharpe, who was on a bigger pedestal than Ja Morant, who were superstars in their prime, like Ray Lewis. Shannon Sharpe didn't have no energy for those individuals. He never once said, Ray Lewis, you need to rise above this. You need to quit hanging around and associating yourself with people that are not taking you anywhere. People that you grew up in the neighborhood with. You need to stay away from those individuals, all right? Your family, Ray Lewis, need to quit being a cheerleader to you or a friend to you because now you're the breadwinner. They need to rise above all that and be your parents. But let's say hypothetically, Ja Morant's father took the advice of Shannon Sharpe and said, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm going to put a wedge between my relationship with my son, and I'm going to be more stern with my son, and I'm going to tell him, I'm the king of this castle. I'm your father. You're going to do what I said. You know what's going to happen? It's going to even divide more of a wedge between their relationship to the point of Ja Morant is not communicating with his father or his parents. And we have seen and read a lot of articles of professional athletes not having a relationship with their parents. Some of those athletes rose and risen above that and still have issues with their family, and others, the majority of them, had issues with their parents and had issues staying on the court or staying on the field. Okay. I feel like at the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe, it's this tick for tack thing. You need to grow up. The man is getting professional help. The man thus far has done everything the Memphis Grizzlies want him to do. Yes, he lost an endorsement deal. Yes, he lost salary money. Yes, he missed games. Yes, he tarnished his reputation. But at 24, he can rebound. Now, will he ever get the money back that he lost from Powerade? No. No matter how much money he makes in the NBA, he done lost that money. No matter how much money Nike gives him, he still lost that money from Powerade. But does that mean that he's never going to get an endorsement deal? No. If he keeps his nose clean and learn from this mistake, I think Ja Morant is going to be 10 times better than he was right now. Just give it time. Just give it time. But Shannon Sharpe, it's time for you to be the more mature adult. You're 50 years old. You're acting like you understand these kids. You talking about these kids calling you Unc and this, that, and the third. You're the cool uncle. You don't want Ja Morant, father, to be the cool father, but it's okay for you to be the cool uncle on social media. But that's neither here nor there. I think it's over with. Anything else Shannon Sharpe says moving forward, it just, even indicts him more that, dude, are you still that thin-skinned about the incident that you had with the Memphis Grizzlies when the Memphis Grizzlies played the Los Angeles Lakers, and you made yourself look like a fool? You made yourself look like an idiot. You make yourself look like a high school cheerleader being bitter. You're talking about how Ja Morant should handle his situation. How about you handling your own situation at Fox Sports 1? You can't even defend yourself with a 60-year-old Skip Bayless or 70-year-old Skip Bayless. You're having a hard time dealing with him. Okay? Let Ja Morant live and let Ja Morant learn from his mistakes. And I'll be the first to tell you, if Ja Morant makes any mistakes moving forward, me, including the whole world, will get on Ja Morant's head, calling him an idiot, calling him a fool. You know, you was already in the spotlight because of a lot of incidents. Now you still haven't learned the errors of your ways. So come on, Shannon, let's grow up. All right, let's just move forward. The Memphis Grizzlies handled this extraordinary. Ja Morant, as a human being, is getting and seeking the professional help. There's no need to speculate and say, was it alcohol related? Is it a mental thing? And he's basically implying if it's mental, then it advocates the reason why Shannon Sharpe saying that he's not that guy. He's not a tough guy. All right? Let's stop with the personal attacks. Do your job. And let's move forward. I mean, I feel like there's nothing else to say about this incident. I feel like Ja Morant, the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Ja Morant's family are handling it the right way. Now, if you want to make the narrative and the argument, well, they should have handled it a lot sooner, a lot quicker. I agree. We can have those types of conversations. But I feel like that's just adding on. Let's not worry about what they could have done, and let's worry more about what they're actually doing. And what they're actually doing is this kid is, and I hate to call him a kid, he's 24 years old. He's crying for help. He's getting the help, and let's just move forward from here on. You know, any new incidents not related or pertaining to this, anything new down the road that Ja Morant do, yes, I will be the first one to just lay the law down, lay the hammer down on Ja Morant. But look, let's just move on. Clearly, there are some people in sports media that have different intentions and different narratives, and they sort of try to co-sign those differences and narratives that they have personally against an athlete, and they bleed it into that particular athlete that's going through something. So let's just let Shannon Sharpe just chill out, all right? You're 50 years old. You're expecting a 24-year-old man to have the same clarity of a 50-year-old man. Let's grow up some. Stop being so thin-skinned, and let's move on. Worry about the Los Angeles Lakers. Worry about cheerleading for LeBron James. You're a paid cheerleader. You know, you're not giving anything honest or opinionated about LeBron James. You'll say you'll go hard talking about it's Jeannie Buss's fault. It's Rob Pelinka's fault. It's whatever coach that the Los Angeles Lakers have. Which, by the way, Darvin Ham is doing extraordinary things with the Los Angeles Lakers. With what little he has, to even get the Los Angeles Lakers to this point, a lot of people are not even talking about this. He should be runner-up for Coach of the Year. He's not going to get it, but he should be recommended for it. And he's doing a lot with less. Particularly earlier in the season when he had the three biggest superstars with the biggest payroll. He had Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And he got those guys to contribute to that team better than the current coach. Which, by the way, the ex-coach was recommending some of these moves, but he was getting a lot of pushback. and a lot of blowback from one LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. You know, this player empowerment, I feel like too much of anything can destroy a good meal. Too much player empowerment will destroy a good meal. Too much owner tampering or owner power can destroy a meal. But, you know, that's another time for another argument, for another video, for another discussion. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Remember, the comment section is your bread and butter. It's, if you guys want the comment section to be active, comment down below. Get the conversation with other people that are watching this video, and you guys go back and forth with it. If you think I'm totally biased, if you think I'm a hater, if you think I don't know anything, comment in the comment section. But comment about the video itself, what I've said, what you believe, what you don't believe, and let's get that comment section active. And I'll talk to you guys at a later time, at a later date. Deuces.